Um, and for anyone watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe for more news of this kind, entertainment news, because that's what, Festival Fridays is all about. It's all about that entertainment news, Festival Fridays. So yeah, in the latest news, Nine Club has gone to bi-weekly. So Nine Club is a skateboarding show, and the interesting thing about skateboarders is, they're heavily involved in the media game. Heavily involved in the media game. You wouldn't even really know it until you really get into it and you see how they end up spreading out, and part of what makes skateboarding culture so cool is the progression. Not every area of life has progression. Some areas of life are stagnant. I think skateboarding can be anyway one of the fastest areas of progression, mostly because it's one of the most prolific areas of independent science. And the way that because skateboarding is science, it's sport as well as science. So you mix those two things together. And the innovation that comes in, skateboarders have it inside of themselves, to innovate. And they know that the standard for success is success. A lot of stagnation comes when certain areas of life, people they get stagnant. They're like, oh, success means this. Success means this. Success in skateboarding doesn't mean money. You can make a lot of money off of skateboarding and nobody will mess with you because you're a loser, and you're not progressing. It doesn't matter. People will not like you. That's not the case in a lot of areas. In a lot of other areas, as long as you're flashy, you're the biggest, you're the coolest, whatever, to the most number of people, you're the coolest. That doesn't happen in skateboarding. You can become lame really fast, even though you became popular. And what that does for the craft of skateboarding is it allows for it to continuously progress. But then they're also an art, so they stay cool, because there's lots of areas of constant progression. NASA is progressing very well. But a lot of people find NASA to be boring. Not everybody, of course. Lots of people get into NASA stuff, but they don't really consume that much space-related content because they find it to be boring. And NASA is pretty much the coolest of that stuff, because there's a lot of other science companies. And, yeah. And people pay attention to them as well, but they don't capture the cool in the same type of way. But anyway, Nine Club... they're constantly innovating. They've gone through so many different iterations. If you, follow them from the beginning, they've changed what they're doing so much, so shout out to Chris Roberts. And now their current thing is, they have the channel members on YouTube, because YouTube added that in there, and then they have a pretty good thing going on TikTok, better than me, that's for sure. They have a pretty good thing going on TikTok. And then they also have, now with their show layout, originally they would do the interviews. I almost think they were doing the interviews bi-weekly or something like that. I don't know, maybe it was just once a week. And then they added the Nine Club Experience, was a live show, and then they did some sort of gaming thing, and then they also had it was like Nine Club Gaming or something like that. Then they had the Nine Club Green Room, which was basically like another type of live show that they did. And now what they've done, and then they got rid of most of that stuff, and for a while they just had the show, the weekly show, the interviews that would drop on Monday. And now they have and please, someone else can give a more in-depth thing of this, because I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. But now they have, then they went to the Nine Club Live. I think it used to be on Wednesdays, and they switched it to Thursdays, and now they're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it's really cool. It's really cool. So that's what they are doing now. And so you see these two episodes there. They did the one yesterday, because today's Friday, and then they did one on Tuesday. And that's dope. And, they're getting the same amount of views as they used to get on the individual ones, because, honestly, it's better than a lot of TV. I don't watch ESPN because I don't follow football. Football, to me, is a boring sport to watch now. When I was younger, it was a little bit more fun. Probably because I was playing a lot of football, so I could put myself in their shoes and stuff like that. But I don't play any football. I haven't played football in a few years. Last time I played football, I played some flag football in San Antonio. It was actually fun. I like tackle football, though, because I like tackling people. And I like the fact that, which is just kind of lame, I'm slightly larger than most people, so I like the fact that I can win easily. Um, and basketball to me is similarly boring. Because I don't play it. So skateboarding might be interesting to me because I skate more than any other sport. I'm involved in skating. I don't do tricks. I can ollie. That's a trick. But that's all I really do when it comes to skateboarding. So yes, but skateboarding is still way more interesting to me. It's more fun to me, and so maybe that's why I like the Nine Club. But basically, it's like having access to an ESPN that's more cultivated for me. So they're going to 2 times a week. I think that's really cool. And I love that they brought Jerron on. I think Jerron is an amazing addition, because he brings Chris Roberts grounds it, but Jerron really grounds the show to me. And then Kelly brings, a little. Chris Roberts is just a great personality, and he's kind of like a little bit of what I think about myself, which is he's kind of like a diffuser in a situation. So he allows things to flow. A lot of people don't really realize how they might be closed off to one or more situations, or they don't have a way to interact with one or more situations. And so they need people, interviewers, different people, hosts at certain events to handle the in between the people, the in between the moments, the in between the style, the in between. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Roberts is an amazing in between. He allows for the show to coalesce itself into something real. Kelly provides so much young energy, and of course he's heavily active in the industry. He's like on a real industry level. He's so deep in it, and he's like the most recent pro. So I mean, from them, he's a little bit younger. So, and then Jerron and Chris, they just bring so much of that pro energy too. And I don't know if they were all on this. Was Kelly on chocolate? I believe he was. I don't know. But anyway, Jerron and Chris were definitely on chocolate. I'm gonna get a Chris Roberts board pretty soon. I'm gonna do that. But anyway, it's just really cool. Really cool. The other thing that they're doing now, which I think is honestly brilliant, so they have this dude who makes graphics for them during the show, while the show's going on, and he's sending them graphics. So like every 15 minutes, or longer than that, every 30 minutes or something like that, maybe shorter sometimes, but they'll throw up these graphics that he's making during the show. And let me tell you, it really makes it a show. It really does. And they put so much energy, even with the Nine Club sign behind them and the work into the logo. Chris Roberts has really just gone above and beyond with the Nine Club, and I love to see it. It's really cool, really amazing. Shout out to them over there at the Nine Club. But yeah, they went to two times a week. That's something I wanted to chat about on this festival Friday. But yeah, that was one of the main only things that I did want to talk about. That was something I was going to show you. So make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching. Like and subscribe. Let's get it done.